What is up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and today we have a review of Helloween and their new self-titled album via Nuclear Blast Records. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Helloween is of course the legendary power metal band formed all the way back in 1984 in West Germany. Helloween is their 16th album and the first to be released with the Pumpkins United lineup, which sees the return of former members Kai Hansen and Michael Kiske to complement the existing 5 members. What makes this even more interesting for me though, is that none of that means anything to me. Yes, this is another example of me diving headfirst and completely blind into a new release from a legacy band that I've more or less ignored for their nearly 40 years of existence. I've never listened to a full album and probably couldn't even name you a song. Call me an idiot, but honestly I was always so turned off by their name that I simply turned my nose up and went about my day. That is until I heard the song Skyfall. As regular viewers know, I'm not really much for power metal to begin with. But that said, this is a banger of a track and an amazing way to close out the album. Even without understanding the context of having all of these vocalists on one album, the sheer magnitude still comes across in the music. There's a certain gravitas and history seemingly woven directly into the music that really got under my skin and got me moving. In a word, it's fun, and I don't know about you, but I like fun.
You're right, Millhouse. Fun is fun.
The soaring opening guitar harmonies, the over-the-top sci-fi imagery, the infectiously chugging riffs, the fact that Michael Kiske looks like Hank from Breaking Bad, all of this comes together in a righteous singularity of camp that is just a damned good time. Not to mention that there's like 20 fucking solos on this over 12-minute behemoth. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. All of this just to say that even if you've never bothered with Helloween before like myself, it seems like now is as good a time as any. Fortunately, these elements carry over to the other tracks as well. Right from the beginning, Out for the Glory lights the torch with harmonized guitars that would certainly get an excellent from Bill and Ted. Killer hooks join forces with raging D-beat and ball-squeezing falsettos to deliver some serious thrills. Best Time also has some really fun symphonic synth work and backup vocals that are simply impossible to not sing along with. While Mass Pollution is just pure dirtbag rock and roll coming through the speakers as if the last 30 or so years never even happened. Then there's the more somber but still highly dramatic moments like the acoustic intro of Fear of the Fallen.
Decide and stand your ground, my friend.
Which only further amplified the inevitable eruptions of drums and distortion. Angels also has a more mid-paced atmospheric approach with massive string and organ flourishes that are epic in every sense of the word. So many layers on display here it rivals even Queen's A Night at the Opera. But that aside, even taking a moment to just appreciate the core instruments yields plenty of impressive moments across the board. Given the number of players on this album, it would be easy to either overload the listener with an impenetrable wall of sound or have certain members completely phone it in. But no, not even a little bit. Every single one of them absolutely kills it both as a unit and for fun little showcase moments from each vocalist, guitarist, right down to the drums and bass. And furthermore, the songwriting and overall production let all of the instrumentation come through crystal clear, but with just enough of a classic touch to give it a sense of timelessness. Like seriously, you could have told me this album came out around the same time as Screaming for Vengeance or The Number of the Beast, and I 100% would have believed you. And I know it's a new song that just came out this year, but somehow that big instrumental stretch of Robot King manages to give me a deep sense of nostalgia. So yeah, I like this album, and I think I like Helloween Helloween now, so let me know down in the comments which previous albums I should check out as well. I will say that at over an hour it has room to trim the fat here and there, but honestly, thanks to all of these talented players and strong coordination of their various talents, not once was I ever really bored. Turning to my scales, I give Helloween a 9 for enjoyability. It's not the most fun I've had with a record, and I don't doubt that my bias against the genre keeps this from being a perfect 10, but regardless, I think that fans and non-fans alike are going to find something to enjoy here. I give it a 10 for musicianship. Speaking of which, whether you enjoy power metal or not, there is no denying the sheer impressiveness of the performances over the entirety of this album. It's clear that every single member had their head 100% in the game for this one. And I give it a 7 for innovation. To be fair, I'm not really sure what these guys could have done to make this decades-old style sound fresh or new in any way, but it's another case of this not really being the point anyways. Helloween didn't need to reinvent the wheel with this album. They just needed to light it on fire and ride it straight to heavy metal hell. So an 8.7 overall and a B+ for Helloween and Helloween. Get it once more via Nuclear Blast Records, and don't go anywhere because there are plenty more videos to enjoy, including all of my best of 2021 so far lists, more reviews of new releases, tier lists, you name it, we've got it, so plenty of reasons to subscribe if you have not already. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, comment your favorite Helloween album, and then join the Discord to chat and support the channel on Patreon. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.